Okay, so in this video, we are working on adapting this texture to bring it to ZBrush as a tileable texture. This texture actually comes from texture.com. I got this image and initially, was a first color image, and I brought it to Photoshop, did a little bit of work on it already, desaturated it. So I went to desaturate, and then I kind of duplicated some of the parts just to make them look a bit more even, so there was no perspective of distortion. Now I want to make it tileable so that I can repeat the texture over and over without noticing any difference. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to filter, other, offset, and they give me the opportunity to move it to the other, to offset it vertically, horizontally. But since I don't know that, I don't know how much I need to to offset it. I need to make sure that I know the size of the image. I'm going to say image size. My image is 2048 by 2048. That means that I need to move it over 1024 by 1024. That way I can do it. So I'm going to do it one more time. Offset, and then I'm going to say 1024 by 1024. That way I get the thing exactly moved over. And now I'm going to start bridging this gap by using my rubber stamp tool. So I can, let me change the size of the tool so I make it a bit bigger. I'm going to just make it not so soft. A bit more, maybe. This is for now, okay, I think. So let me try. I'm going to start duplicating some scales here. So I have this one that is complete. I'm going to start grabbing from here and start just putting there. So of course, the idea of it is to bridge that gap and help my program find the best way to overlap it. Let me just get closer to it right there because I need more precision here. Let me change my size a little bit. Now I'm too big now. It's realizing that I need to be a bit smaller. Okay, so I'm gonna continue doing here. I'm still using the previous capture. So here I start overlapping. Just letting my pen. I'm tracing over. I'm not going. Better. I'm lifting my brush off the tablet so that I am allowing myself to have the option of coming and cleaning some of these edges here. So when I do the other scale, I can still blend them a bit more nicely. All right, I'm gonna try moving this upward here. I'm gonna go back out one more time. And then find another spot for this one. So it's not incredibly, you can see that there's some repetition going on already from this one to that one. So I'm gonna have to change some of it. Let me try grabbing from this one again, maybe this one. Right here, I'm gonna try to repeat it right there, maybe a little bit back. So let me go close again. Oops. Oh, God, I lost my sampling. Let me go back out again. And pressing Alt. Here we go. Hopefully it'll stick. You can try to blend it as best you can. You can do masking if you want. That way you'll have a better chance to have it more precise. Good thing is that, of course, since you're pretty much repeating the same thing over and over, you have a better opportunity to correct it if needed to, grabbing some pieces from other sides and little details from one place to the other. I'm getting already out of the scale there, but that's okay. I can come back and erase it. It's gonna look a little bit larger, but that's okay. I can cover the other one right there. Maybe it was a little bit over my edge on the previous one. So not too bad actually. And I come here, make sure I cover everything. And I can go back in this one and then erase what I don't want to be part of it. Let's see. Here on this side, because I already overlapped them and I'm not using layers, I'm just simply using the tool here. I'm gonna just maybe grab this guy, move it over a tiny bit more. Smaller brush would be important there with a tighter edge. Try to get that. Kind of moving over with the rubber stamp tool. Just copying over a little bit. Now my brush is too rigid. I'm going to just go back, soften it. That way I can let myself still too rigid. I have to do a little bit of softening here. Maybe larger area there. That's a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna continue going here, and then that's gonna take me a little while to cover, but I'll take care of it hopefully in the next probably 30 minutes or so. I'll come back to show you at the end how it looks. So here I am after, maybe 35, 40 minutes. I don't know how long it took, but it took me quite a bit. I got the whole thing covered, and I made a lot of duplication. I grabbed segments and then you like patch them up so that was a bit faster. The rubber stamping tool wasn't as effective in terms of repeating. I still have some little sections here. I have this one pending here. We tried doing rubber stamping very quickly here, and I'm going to try to correct a little bit from that one. All right, so and this is something that's not finished yet. I'll try to grab a lot of it from here. And the key element is that this image here on this side is try to grab a little bit maybe from there. But the thing is that we are adding a lot of details toward the edge. So on the edge, things are not looking quite right. What I mean by that is that when I go and mirror, I'm going to use a little bit of the smudging tool here just to help it actually go in this direction here. And when we do things on the edge, of course, this scale, you wanted to go and match the one on the top of the edge. That way you have a fully tileable piece. Let me see if I can get this little tool here to show, but I don't know, Photoshop's been kind of funny lately about getting the tools out. It's just that help wants to pop up, and I don't want to do that. There is, I got the blur tool just to show up a little bit. Could probably do a better job here, but this does an okay job. I guess I can just do a bit better here. Just extrude a bit more, or better get a little bit dispersion here, a little bit more. Then I can go and blur a little bit more. All right, that's it. Time to get rid of the effect there. Let me go a little bit more of smudging. Go to my mouse. There it is. That's it. All right. So now I want to I could probably spend a few minutes more cleaning up here and there to make sure that all of it matches correctly. And maybe I could clean it up a tiny bit. There is a little bit of noise. I'm going to just create maybe a version of it, but I'm going to save my file here. I'm going to create a bring it back to the way it was before, because by doing that, I can by offsetting it back, I can make sure it's completely tileable. So I'm going to just offset it back to 0 and 0. Hopefully that did the whole thing. Or maybe just the current layer. Let me undo that. I used I had just done just the layer. So I guess what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna grab the whole thing. I'm gonna group it, and I'm gonna duplicate that group. That way I have my original group just in case there. I'm gonna merge that group down. Let me try to offset it one more time. Filter, other, offset. Okay, now I think that was really what I wanted. Let's see, try one more time. I'll go 24, 10, 24 by 10, 24. I'm trying to get big back, but because I got it, 1024 by 1024. Here, okay. This is not what I wanted. So now I'm going to offset it back so that I can correct any inconsistencies that there are now between top and bottom and left and right, because I of course painted those edges so they are not matching completely. So I have all my layers there. I'm going to grab all of them and I'm going to merge them down. And I'm going to actually select all, actually select all. I'm gonna copy that. Edit copy. And I'm gonna paste. Why am I doing copy paste? Because let me turn this one off to show you. This one that is merged is bigger. It's outside of the area. And if I try to offset it back, it's going to give me a hard time offsetting it. So I need to make sure that the image is again back to be 1024 by 1024, so I can offset it back. Now I can go and say offset, and I have my backup file layer just in case when I say other offset. And right now it's 1024. I need to bring it actually back to 1024 by 1024 again. And yes, it moved. It's hard to tell, but because it's very close. This is the original one. And then I'm gonna go and say 1024 by 1024. You see that it slightly moves, and I can see the same in a few places here. Here I have a gap there to fix, and horizontally I can see it here, slightly there. So it's there, so I hit OK. And I go and try to correct some of those guys. You can see here the seam showing right there very clearly. So I try to correct some of those the best I can. I'm gonna go and grab my lasso tool here. And then try to grab maybe a little segment from this one here. Maybe more forward. Copy, paste it, grab it from there, try to make it match here somehow. Maybe scale it up a tiny bit, and then maybe erase so I can blend it. Just help it blend a little bit better there. Maybe use a softer eraser might help. All right. I don't have a lot of room to erase, so I'm gonna try to be careful with it. And then on this side, I need to actually find a tip that will cover some of that. So probably should grab the same tip or maybe another tip from somewhere here. Let me see if it does it. Copy paste. I want to make sure that I don't go to the other side because that will force me to again have to adjust it on the lower part. So I'm gonna try to keep it here, just like this. And yeah, I'm getting a little bit closer there, but I'm gonna try to erase this one again here just to blend it the best I can. Erase this end here. Or can I erase that far? I can do that. Oh. I'm working with a pen, sometimes a bit tricky. So erase a little bit there. Actually, I wanted to erase like this. Just blend it the best I can right there. Too far. Okay, and then just a little bit of blurring. I gotta go back always to my mouse because it doesn't like it. All right, so I'm gonna try to blur this a little bit there. Maybe use my smudge tool a little bit. Okay. I think that will do the job. I gotta fix this one. You see here, fix this one. That one is actually the original one. So that one, for that, I'm gonna try using, there is this heal tool, the healing brush. It's pretty cool because it's very similar to the trying to click on the right to the magic one thing, or to no, to rubber stamp better. But this one actually you grab from here and then it tries to heal from there the new place where you're painting. So it's kind of like a blending between one and the other one. So that makes it a little bit easier. I can just do a little bit more so it's not that obvious. And then let's go scroll down wherever I can see a little bit of that line. You can see it here. Try to get a little bit there, just paint. Good. Maybe from here, grab and just add a little bit here so that it blends a bit better. So you see that just by doing this, it's kind of minor surgery, but it helps it because it blends things a lot more nicely. This one's a bit funky here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it anymore. Trying to get it done. Hopefully my texture will be forgiving enough when I apply it in my texturing program. This one down here, that doesn't look that pretty. So let me try to do a little bit of rubber stamp there. That one actually belongs to, let's see, I'm gonna try to go back. I'll try to go back. Oh, my Photoshop just crashed, I think. Cannot move it anymore. Let me just pause my video for a moment. Okay, back after my computer just crashed here. So here I'm trying to fix this little end. I'm trying to look at what it matches with. It looks like it's that one. I'm just double check with the rulers here. I put my ruler, try to see. Yeah, that one connects to that other line where. So I'm gonna try to fix it here by just stinging it a little bit. That way I can try to not give myself too much trouble with it. Little, I'll try to do it from here maybe. Okay. A little bit of this. That's good. In this case, the healing tool wouldn't work because the healing tries to blend what is existing with what's being applied on top. So this one might be better if you just keep it like this. Try to fix this one right here. All right, a little bit better. I can just spend more time on now. Healing would be great. Healing right here. That's perfect here. And let me go to the other side. Well, actually, I have this one here. I didn't even realize I have that one. Ooh, let me just pause my video, correct that one. I just went a little bit, did a manual rubber stamping there and fixing the part that is missing there. I gotta do a little bit of it here. I have a gap there, a little bit of rubber stamping right there. So it takes a little bit of time to fix the image to make it look the way you want it. But once you get that, you should be in pretty good shape to use it. I'm gonna just go and create a flat version of this. Now this one I know. Let me look at the horizontal just quickly before I go. Yeah, I was fixing some of this stuff. So there is some still cleanup has to be done there. I'm gonna try to just simply blend it there with a healing tool just to try to help it transition. Maybe a little bit of rubber stamping here. Trying to bring it over to make the black there and then healing a little bit here just to help it be a bit easier to recognize. Okay, this one, of course, healing tool all the way. Just to help the transition. All right, keep going horizontally. Wherever you see a little bit of an issue, I'm not sure if this is a gap or not, but this one is. Here is another one. Start to hide it the best you can. And the thing is that if you don't do this, your texture will show it. You know, you won't see it here, but once you see it apply to your object, and you do rubber stamping here, it'll show up. It'll clearly show up. So you're gonna try to take it over here. Take you a little bit longer. Let me just make this a little bit larger. Takes you a little bit longer, but it'll pay off later on. Okay, so that one should do it. A little bit of healing here, healing there, and so be it. All right, so now I believe I have fixed the issues. I'm going to just flatten the whole thing again. I don't think I need to flatten the old one. I'm not going to flatten it just yet, just in case. Merge layers, save my file. I'm actually going to make two versions of it. This one, I'm going to make another version, duplicate this one. I'm going to make this one called darker, which is what I have right now. And then make another one that a bit lighter. So much lighter. Why? Because I haven't tested it in the 3D program yet. So I want to know, maybe I need to make it a bit more saturated so that I can have a better chance. Let me see. More like this, not so saturated over, but more like, I just want to capture the a bit cleaner divisions on it. And I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to do a little bit of using this tool here, the little dodge tool, just to brighten a few spots. That is my idea. Let's see if it's working. I'm not sure if it is. It is, but it's just too soft. I'm gonna crank it up. Exposure. I'm gonna change the shadows. See if it fixes it a little bit. I don't think it's doing enough. So I'm gonna just go and change, actually, just clean it up, maybe erasing slightly in some places. I'm just afraid of erasing too much. I'm gonna duplicate this guy here. I'm then just gonna tone down the opacity to 50. One more 45 there. And then I'm gonna start erasing. Some of those. If it's showing, I think I'm not doing much. I'm gonna say deselect all the I selected. Let's see if it's erasing. It is erasing, it's just that it's not noticeable. So I'm just gonna go and make this guy kind of half point there. Let me put a white background just to see it. That's what I'm trying to do there, trying to clean up some of these guys that have too much of noise Why? Because I want to try to get a bit of a cleaner scale here and there in certain places. Trying to remove the noise, not some of the ridges or things, just the noise that some of them have, just to have them a bit cleaner. Some of these guys. That gives me a little bit of a cleaner version. So let me just crank this up. Like this, that's fine. Some cases a little too strong, but I can just call the other one, make it on, and then just slightly turn it down. So I still have them if I want them there. Just very, very basic, soft. You don't want a full white. I just want just very, very soft amount of the same tone that was there before. If I don't like it, I can always get my lighter. I'm gonna merge my lighter layers. Rename it lighter. There we go. But try to export this out. So I'm gonna save my two versions. Maybe this black areas I'm gonna clean up later on, but we'll see. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save a copy of this one, and waiting for it to save a copy. There is, and then I'm gonna call this one scale sprite. Okay, right up, and then just no layers on this one. And then I'm going to use scales dark. Save a copy. Scales dark. All right, save. Here we go. All right, so with this, we'll hopefully have enough of a texture for us to work in ZBrush.